We moved into the gated community in what looked like a quiet suburb just 6 months ago. Perfect landscaping, community pool, friendly enough neighbors. To the untrained eye, we were just another family with a well-trained golden retriever and a minivan. What the HOA didn't know was that our normal was anything but. My name's not really Mark, and the woman I call my wife has changed her name twice in the past year. We're part of a federal witness protection unit, U.S. Marshals by badge, protectors by mission. Our current assignment: protect a high-value witness and her teenage son posing as our family. Everything was going fine until the HOA president, Cliff Richards, a man who took his clipboard way too seriously, decided our guest list and house routines were unusual. It started with notes taped to our front door. Please do not park extra vehicles in the driveway overnight. Guests must be cleared through the community list in advance. You've been reported for suspicious activity. Consider this your warning. I kept my cool. We couldn't afford attention. Not for ourselves, and certainly not for the woman inside whose testimony had brought down a major drug trafficking ring in Atlanta. Then Cliff escalated. One night while we were eating dinner, he entered our yard without knocking and began shouting through the back gate. "We've had enough of your rule breaking. This is a community, not a compound." I opened the back door and calmly said, "You need to leave." He smirked. "What are you hiding, huh? I can call the sheriff and report this whole house as suspicious." That's when my wife came to the door. Let's just say she's not someone you'd want to cross. She worked field ops before joining witness protection. Tall, confident, and absolutely zero patience for nonsense. "If you call anyone," she said flatly, "you'd better make sure you understand what you're interfering with." Cliff doubled down. "If you don't follow HOA protocol, we will begin fines and initiate legal action against your family. You people think you're above the rules." At that moment, I had a decision to make: risk blowing our cover, or put this power-tripping HOA officer in his place, subtly. So I walked inside, came back out with a sealed envelope, and handed it to him. "You'll want to open that with privacy." He looked confused. "What is it?" "It's from the Department of Justice. That's all I can say." He did open it. It was a letter from our handler, redacted in several places, stating that our household was operating under federal oversight in coordination with U.S. Marshals, and any interference from civilian authorities, including HOAs, would constitute obstruction. Cliff turned pale. He stopped talking mid-rant, handed me the letter back without a word, and walked off like a dog with his tail between its legs. The aftermath. The HOA board scheduled an emergency meeting. Cliff didn't show up. A week later, we received a very formal apology letter from the HOA attorney and a printed statement confirming that our property was to be exempt from all non-essential community oversight. We're still here, still keeping low, still doing our job. The neighbor who used to peer through her blinds now waves politely and minds her own business. Cliff moved out a month later. The lesson: people in positions of petty power often confuse authority with control. In our line of work, you learn quickly that real authority stays quiet until it has to speak, and when it does, the sound is final.